Hi everyone. Today I'll be showing the pelvic stability and hip ROM assessment. Pelvic stability is essential for efficient movement patterns. Today, in this video, we'll be accessing the hip ROM using bilateral hip and knee flexion and discuss how it's important to validate the Thomas test. So let's get into the step-by-step. For this one, we're going to be doing the bilateral hip and knee flexion test. So what I'm going to have her do is she's going to lay flat on her back. And as you can see, her legs are on the thing, and she's going to perform knee flexion and basically keep her hands neutral and try to put them to your chest. Leave it wider a little bit so it's easier to flexibility. And here we're checking for posterior tilt, which I don't really see any. It's not that it would be considered a fail according to like the test actually, because her knee has to be fully at her chest. But here, this is all. So to start, I wanted to show of each side. So this is the left side, which equals 120 degrees. And then to the right side, we have 128 degrees. And now I'll start with the results. So with the results in the bilateral hip and knee flexion, the individual's name was Malaya, and she was 22 years old. I did 3 trials on each side. The way I determined these degrees is after the knee was in 90-degree knee flexion, I just added the degrees that was added to perform hip flexion. So I received 120, 120, 119 on the left side, and then on the right side it was 128, 128, and 128. So this reached a normal range because the normal range for hip flexion is 120 degrees to 135. Limited would be 0 to 120. And for an asymmetry index calculation, I received 7.03% after I did the calculation. So my notes were on this that the individual showed normal hip flexion, range of motion, meaning both hips move well without restrictions. Her asymmetry was 7.03%, which is under the 10% threshold. So is there no significant imbalance in between both sides of her legs, meaning there's no asymmetry, and that her hip flexibility is balanced and no concerns were found. Maintaining mobility and strength will help keep good movement patterns. So to conclude this video on the bilateral hip and knee flexion, hip and knee flexibility play a key role in movement stability and injury prevention. The bilateral hip and knee flexion assessments evaluates both hip and knee flexion range of motion while also testing the hip extensors, glutes, and pelvis for mobility and stability. If flexibility is within normal range, it indicates good hip mobility and pelvic control. However, asymmetries greater than 10% may suggest that imbalances in the hip extensors or just pelvic stability, which could lead to compensations in movements like squatting, running, or jumping. Addressing any tightness or imbalances with mobility exercises, stretching, and strength training can help improve function and prevent discomfort. I would like to say thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a good day.